$80 trillion, the biggest wealth transfer in anybody's lifetime, is happening right now to move to blockchain and DLT. The CEO of Uphold is going to tell you as much. We also have some interesting updates around Spot XRP and how much has been absorbed so far. We're going to look at some different scenarios on the low end. We also have some new products actually being launched that are around income XRP, ticker XRPM, 3% monthly income on an ETF involving XRP. What are these new products that are coming out of nowhere? We're going to get into all of this. Let's just start right here.
What banks are waking up to is, over the next 15 years, there's going to be the largest wealth transfer in history.
It's already started.
It's already started. From baby boomers and Gen X to Gen Z and Gen Alpha. $80 trillion of wealth is going to be transferred to digital native generations. You know, these are people who are going to expect money and investments to be as instantly movable as a text or a video file. And, you know, blockchain really is best seen as a recognition that most money and financial assets are just digital information on ledgers.
Right.
But in the legacy world, there are lots of different ledgers that don't talk to each other. And so you end up with unnecessary friction and cost and intermediaries. Whereas this new coming generation is going to expect instant movement of money globally. And that's what blockchain facilitates. So, you know, the big story here is banks need to prepare for what this coming digital native generation are going to want, you know, from financial services. And at the most basic level, they're going to want access to digital assets.
To watch more of this.
All right. Also, what you're having here is younger generations are more interested in blockchain technology than they are investing in the stock market. And that's what financial institutions are waking up to right now. This is why there's a big, you know, what do we do? How do we get these younger people involved? Because they're going to have all the money eventually here. Everybody has a plan either for their kids or their grandkids. And we know that this is playing out in real time. We can't take it with us. So how are we going to be remembered? What are we going to try to do and set up for our families? That's going to be the most important part going forward. And let's just jump into this new information, guys. Okay. So Chad Steingraber says daily average acquisition scenario. So one daily fund inflow, 3.7 million XRP times 12 funds, 44,719,000 XRP daily. This is the weekly. This is the 5 days a week. This is the monthly, and this is the yearly. 10 billion XRP disappearing based on the smallest fund. I wanted to take a closer look at these numbers to see what Chad was looking at. And so the numbers in the post are closely estimated calculations, but contain minor discrepancies. For 12 funds acquiring 3.7 million XRP each day, the accurate figures are this. And then it is talking about 5.7 days. So I don't know what happened there with that. But anyways, the number should be roughly about 16.2 billion, 365 days. And then, of course, Spot XRP ETFs by the end of November, a total of 7 Spot XRP ETFs are being scheduled to be approved and launched across the US, with major issuers like Canary Capital, Franklin Templeton, Bitwise, CoinShares, 21 Shares participating. Current launch timelines indicate that all 7 funds should be active by the month's end. Barring last-minute procedural issues and regulatory delays, no additional major approvals beyond these 7 are anticipated for the remainder of the year, as issuers like Canary Capital are reportedly pausing new filings. Exchange available XRP and spot price. Since there are roughly 3 billion XRP available on exchanges, while ETF demand is projected to exceed this amount in a matter of months, scarcity would rapidly develop once the available exchange XRP supply is depleted. XRP price would likely surge dramatically as the ETFs and other buyers compete for dwindling liquidity. This effect is similar to what was observed with Bitcoin and the Ethereum ETFs, leading to price spikes. Sourcing XRP and ETFs: when exchanges run out of sell-side XRP, ETFs would need to source XRP through OTC, over-the-counter desks, possibly buying directly from large holders, institutional wallets, or Ripple-controlled escrow releases. Ripple's going to have all of the power here, and they know it. Increased offer prices to incentivize dormant holders and long-term investors to sell. Potential pressure on Ripple to release more escrowed XRP to maintain ETF flow. Interesting. All market avenues are exhausted and supply remains constrained. Further ETF creation would temporarily halt until new supply is willing or sellers to emerge. So this is really going to play out with financial institutions and big whales. Where are they going to feel confident in selling that XRP? Will they sell that XRP at a premium? I know retail is going to be holding for much higher numbers because we own a lot less than some of these crazy institutions like SBI and things like that, where they own like 1 billion XRP or whatever. And so, this is going to be an interesting dance and a flow that we are going to witness in real time. And I will be keeping a close eye on it. So if you want to keep up with all that information, guys, this is the channel for you. The Clarity Act. So this is also something that is going to supercharge institutions, insurance companies, corporations to start getting into the crypto market. Let me go ahead and play this for you.
This is further clarification. The Genius Act gave us clarity on stablecoins. This new bill will give us clarity on much more within the general world of crypto, and again provides the rules that the traditional finance industry, banks, insurance companies, credit card companies, as well as the Fortune 500 generally, need to know that they're able to engage in this marketplace. They know what they're allowed to do, how they're allowed to do it, how they have to disclose it and report it and pay taxes on it. And this is going to unleash the burdens that have kept everybody out of the marketplace. The result of all this, Talia, you're going to see hundreds of millions, probably hundreds of billions of dollars, perhaps even trillions of dollars flowing into Bitcoin and other digital assets. And since all of these coins operate on a supply-demand issue, just like any other asset, we're anticipating this is going to be the beginning of a major source of inflows and price increases over the next several years.
Yeah, when there's no crypto left on exchanges, there's only one way for the price to go, which is up, up, and away. All right, this is a little bit different, guys. So just understand that this clip is in German. It says Germany, Japan, and South Korea, all three are going to be buying XRP. XRP hitting German national TV, institutions loading up, and nearly all ETF signals look massive. After this, we're going to be getting into some of these newer products and some new things that the SEC is doing for ETF share classes and mutual funds. So this is another way for more money to enter the crypto space. And so just bear with me. This is a minute 30. I'm not going to reread everything here. So if you're driving, maybe just wait for this clip to pass. If you, the closed captioning is right here on the bottom, okay?
Du hast es schon an, der Spot XRP ETF, der jetzt von Canary Capital am 13.11., also letzte Woche veröffentlicht wurde, gelauncht wurde, war der erfolgreichste Launch eines ETFs in den Vereinigten Staaten in diesem Jahr über alle Assets.
They're talking about how the Canary Capital Spot XRP ETF was the most successful launch in the United States across all assets this year.
Klassen hinweg, also hinweg über 900 Launches, die es da gab, mit einem Volumen von 58 Millionen US-Dollar. Und das ist nur einer Canary Capital. Diese Woche kommen noch Franklin Templeton heute und Bitwise und 21 Shares kommen zum Rest der Woche. Also von daher, das geht jetzt richtig los. Und trotz der negativen Marktlage insgesamt, die wir beim Bitcoin haben, die wir bei den Kryptos insgesamt haben, war es ein brutal erfolgreicher Launch und man kann davon ausgehen, dass sich Sicherheit fortsetzen wird und ab einem gewissen Punkt sind die Spots dann leer und dann wird das sicherlich sich im Preis niederschlagen. Und so passt das dann am Ende des Tages alles einigermaßen zusammen. Und wenn die Marktlage insgesamt besser wird, wenn die Hilfspakete dann im Sinne eines Vorausdenkens greifen werden, dann werden genau diese Nachrichten dafür sorgen, dass es sich hier mit einer...
This guy knows what's up, man. I love that he's educating the public on how important all of this is, and it's great to see. All right, XRPC volume spikes 118,818, 2.8 million. 391,000 volume shares for the day, now at 1.4 million on the average. That makes 4 giant volume buys for XRPC today. We've seen a 3 million buy and also a few 100,000 share buy.